Hi guys, here's a quick tutorial of my hooded scarf pattern. There are not many materials needed to create it, but don't forget to grab your free PDF pattern in a link below. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we're going to be making the hooded scarf, and I'm going to be making a contrasting hooded scarf. I'm using two colors to create my hood, one for the lining and one for the outside of the hood. So I'm going to cut two pieces out of one color and the other two pieces out of the other color. We're just going to focus on one color now so that we can pin the hood together, the pieces together to make the outer hood. So grab your outer hood pieces, line up the raw edges. At the neckline, you're going to start to pin the two pieces together, and this is going to be right sides facing. Now my pieces are the same color on both sides and the grains don't really differ, so it's not that big of a deal for my fabric. But if you have a fabric with a print or a fabric that looks different on the back side, you want to make sure that you are putting those right sides together, because we are going to turn the inside in. Okay, so once you have your hood pinned, we're going to sew 3/8 of an inch seam allowance on the outside of the hood. And don't forget to backstitch. Okay, so once you have both of your pieces sewn, the hood sewn, you're going to take the inside, or actually you're going to take the right side of the hood and match it together. So take your one contrast piece, open her up, expose the right side, and then match the seams to the other contrast color. And the white is being stubborn and wants to roll, but we're going to use the clips to clip those together. And clip and pin all the way down through the scarf. And we're actually going to serge the whole thing together and leave like a 4-inch opening. 4 inches should be enough to turn it. If you think you need more than 4 inches, and we're going to leave it around the neck. So you can go ahead and pin like so. And this is a cool project for if you have like a dress that is the same color, and maybe it's a crew neck or a high neck, and you want to add a little something to it, but you don't want to commit. You can make the hood for cooler days and not wear it on warmer weather. So I'm going to go ahead and straighten this out and get these pieces pinned together. My contrasting white piece here is a little temperamental, but we'll tame her and get her working with us on this project. And I just use scrap fabric for this project. It only takes a yard to make the full hood, so you only need half of a yard for each contrasting piece if you decide to do a contrast piece. So 1 yard is fine. Now if you have you are matching patterns, that may be a little different if you want to match patterns. With this hood there is one seam down the middle of the hood, and then you have your scarf piece, so you might not need much more if you are matching patterns. I assume if you're matching plaids, that can be, something that you want to make sure you get enough fabric to match. But this is good in a print, it's good in solids, and like I'm doing now, contrasting colors. These are great. I'm going to do down the other side before I go up underneath. Actually, no, let me show you how you're going to do this opening down here. So at the bottom, you have another seam. We're going to go ahead and match that seam up also. And so right here at the back of the neck is where you want to, at the bottom is where you want to try and leave an opening. I would say sew out about 2 inches before you start your opening, just so it's not sitting right on top of the back seam. So I'm gonna leave my opening right about here and start pinning again right here where it turns into a scarf. And we'll just do it like that. And this goes much quicker if you have a serger. However, you do not need a serger. You can, and being that the inside is not exposed, you do not have to serge the edges at all. You can just straight stitch it, zigzag it, whatever your preference is. But it's quicker if I serge it, so I'm going to use the serger. And I assume this is one of those hour-long projects that really do not take long to make. Okay, so we have most of this pinned up. I'm gonna go ahead and do one side, but you would also want to go ahead and pin this whole side too. Here's my opening right down here at the bottom. I'm gonna serge all around the scarf, over the hood, and then down the other side, and then come back and stop right here. Let's do that now. Now that we have both contrasting colors sewn together, we're going to use that 4-inch opening to stick our hand through and pull the outside of the hooded scarf out and the inside in, and exposing the right side of the hooded scarf. Make sure to pull out the corners of the scarf. You can also use a pointer tool, some sort of turning tool, or your finger. It works just fine. Now that the hooded scarf is completely turned inside out, let's go ahead and find that 4-inch opening and close it for good. I like to use some sort of Stitch Witchery fusible tape to close the openings before I stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then once I finish pressing the Stitch Witchery in the hole, I'm going to use a needle and thread and give it a slip stitch. Now your hooded scarf is complete. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fashion DIY tutorials, sewing tips and tricks. And you can follow me on Instagram at Kechi B Style for the complete fashion looks. Peace.